Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's MLP, Season 8, Episode 4, Fake It Till You Make It. Now, the one thing I know about this is that it's a Fluttershy episode, and there's gonna be some sort of running meme people have been making to do with multiple personalities and outfits, which I'm sure is going to be very entertaining to see in context, because that's the thing, that's what's going to be good about this episode. I have no context as to why Fluttershy is dressing up as different personalities and stuff, but I can't wait to find out. I'd love to find the context for this, but obviously, you know, with being a week behind, all the memes started getting posted, and so it was unavoidable. You know, she looks pretty fabulous. Like, Fluttershy, obviously, she's got great continuity as someone who could model, so it makes sense that she looks really good when changing up her style. But I imagine it's going to be very amusing to see the personality changes that those style changes would emphasize. Yeah, Fluttershy episodes have a good track record with me. I'm not as harsh on them as some people have been in earlier seasons. But I think everyone can agree that Season 6 and Season 7 especially have been really good to her. Like, really good. Oh my goodness, a health of information, Fluttershy leans in, discordant harmony, strong Fluttershy everywhere. So I'm hoping for more of the same. Let's get started. Oh, I like this black duck. Well, I guess it might not be a duck.
Don't worry, Angel. I won't forget you.
Intentionally.
There's nothing so peaceful as a cuddly friends picnic. Fluttershy!
Well.
Oh, goodness, Rarity. What's the matter?
I found the bomb.
A better question would be, what isn't the matter?
Oh, dear.
The weather.
Do you want to have some lettuce and talk about it?
I would love to, darling, but I just don't have the time. The Canterlot Royal Fashion Show is practically upon us, and the cornerstone piece of my collection just isn't working.
Well, that's
So you need Fluttershy the model.
Oh, it's serious. The entire collection is designed around it.
Do you need help knitting? I've started making tea cozies. It's an elephant.
Yes, well,
Wow.
I don't need help making clothes. Sassy Saddles is pitching in. Plus, I'll be pulling all 3 of my Manhattan assistants.
All 3?
3.
Does that mean you'll have to close Rarity for you?
That's just it.
Oh,
darling.
yeah,
This is
those 3. I
Manhattan's
remember.
busiest shopping season, and I can't just close the shop. So I was hoping you might consider running it.
Of course. I'm happy to help. Though I'm surprised you picked me.
Well, I may have asked a few others. Sorry, but we've got a Wonderbolt show coming
This
up.
reminds me of Baby Cakes,
Sorry, but it's pie season.
where they were asking everyone else to babysit before Pinky.
Sorry, I've got a curriculum to make up. Nope.
Nope. Nope.
My calendar's packed, but I hear Fluttershy's free. And you haven't asked Boulder.
It doesn't matter who else I asked, because I couldn't be happier that you...
There's a joke about Maud having something else packed, but that's beneath me.
When did you start wearing all of those clothes to be cool? Nice outfit. And when did you start using all that slang? I can't understand you. I bet you forget to say I love you. The teleprompter hadn't told you. You say that you're getting better. You say that you're getting better. You say you're becoming a better person, one that isn't so lame. You say you're becoming a better person, but I still feel the same. It's the new version of you. It's the new version of you. It's the new version of you. If there's one thing I'd like to do, it's kill the new version of you.
And here we are again.
I think I forgot how big this shop was. How do you find anything?
It was so
Oh,
cool
darling,
when
it's
the
easy
design
to
was
track.
first
The
made.
store is divided into sections. Chic, classic, modern, sophisticated, avant-garde, traditional, and obtuse. And, of course, each section is divided by season, color, and price. It's a classic SCP system.
Containment breach?
Then it's just a little ring and ponies up. A little fluff and fold. Voila!
But what
Of course,
about
that's
those
the
that
easy
haven't got
part.
magic?
It is?
As you well know, the real focus at Rarity for you is on the customer. Care to give it a try?
Okay.
Go for it.
Hello. Welcome to Rarity for You. What can I help you with?
I need something classic but modern, something with drama but also understated.
Aren't all those things opposites?
Yes, so...
So she wants something in the middle.
How can I?
I'm sorry, are you asking me how to do your job?
And this is what
but I
retail
just,
has to deal with.
If I may, I'm thinking noir-esque minimalist, but with a twist. Perhaps a tapered hem. It's like you read my mind. Are you a fashion psychic?
She might well be.
The inseams say yes.
Wow, you make it look so easy.
Oh, darling,
Oh, I
calm
make a
down.
lot of things
You
look
practice your
easy.
shyness 1,000 times over. You can't let a few fashion ponies undo all that progress.
I guess not.
You simply must access your inner strength and allow it to shine.
I really like this.
How?
That's a good way to keep
Daily
continuity.
affirmations? Meditation? Ooh, power posing works wonders whenever I feel intimidated. Try these. Confident warrior. Gold medalist.
This is fabulous. This is amazing.
Or not.
3 out of 10. You tried.
We need to leave now if we're going to catch the train to Canterlot.
Oh goodness, look at the time. Yes,
I'm late.
go,
I'm
go.
late
I'm
for a
right
very
behind you.
important date.
You're not gonna be here? In your workroom?
But darling, I simply can't. The fashion show is in Canterlot tomorrow, and I'll be up all night.
Wow,
even
so
with the help of
Fluttershy's
all
got to
of
do
my
this
assistants.
all on her own.
Well, not all my assistants.
Smokey!
Aw.
Sad! Smokey Jr.!
Ever since you convinced me to let them live in the shop,
Ever since you
it's
convinced
been
me to
nothing
let
but
them live.
helpful.
And I'm sure they'll help me let my inner strength shine through!
Let
I
it
wish I could stay
shine.
and offer more help. Why not try a new outfit?
You mean a outfit? Because she's always
A
naked.
costume for your role as shop pony. You know what they say, clothes make the pony.
Who says that?
You know, them.
Them, of course.
Right. I'm sure you and your furry friends will do just fine. Ta-ta!
Titty up in,
Hope
ta
she's
ta for now.
right. Whew, here goes nothing. Welcome to Rarity for You. What can I help you with?
What's the thread count of this shirt? I can't be seen in anything less than 1,000.
I don't know. I don't count.
Thread count? Oh, I'm not sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, bless you, Fluttershy.
Excuse me for just 1 second. Oh, I'm afraid I don't know enough about fashion to satisfy these customers. What am I gonna do?
So it's like a
I've never
placebo
tried to
effect.
act before, but I suppose it's worth a shot.
You look almost like Teacher Rarity.
Severe, but not unapproachable. Acceptable business
Oh,
attire.
Andrea will have had a lot of fun with this
Does
episode.
that sound like a shop pony to you?
Ooh.
So sorry for the wait. The shop has some staffing issues today.
Yes, well, I still haven't had an answer on this thread count.
Here at Rarity for You, our merchandise defies typical attempts to quantify its quality, but rest assured it will make you the envy of all who see it.
In that case, I'll take 3.
Jeez. Good job doing that with hooves, by the way. I'm loving this.
Smokey Jr., I can't believe it worked.
I can't wait to see how the other outfits make you behave. Oh, this is gonna be so good.
I don't know about you, but I have a full day of shopping planned. And if even one shop pony isn't up to my standards, well, I shall make my displeasure quite plain.
Oh, the Yelp reviews.
Canterlot fashion show or no, I simply can't leave Fluttershy to fend for herself with these Manhattanites.
Rarity!
And she's thriving.
Oh, darling, I'm afraid I can't stop. Potential emergency at the boutique.
Oh, well, whatever it is, I'm quite certain the pony you left in charge can handle it. Oh, she's simply divine.
Oh, well, I always knew Fluttershy had it in her.
Yeah, sure.
And there's still time to catch the train to Canterlot.
Off you go.
It's a unique play on the old standard. We call it a Rarity Cup with a triple cross stitch hem and a guacamole chevre pattern fabric.
Don't you mean chevron?
If I had meant chevron, then that's what I would have said.
Of course. It's so unique, so in vogue. It must be mine.
Wow.
Aw, thanks everyone. But I feel like I should push the snootiness further.
Okay, so here's where it's going
If you
wrong.
want help, I suppose serving tea would be nice. Oh, if you don't mind.
Let's be too snooty. Let's be assholes.
I like my accessories bold and shiny, and I'm just not seeing anything nearly bold and shiny enough.
Bold and brash.
Afraid
More like
bold
belongs in
and
the
shiny
trash.
won't work with your whole model. Perhaps pointy.
Pointy? Yes! I must have pointy!
Pointy.
Not every pony can pull off a found object, but you nearly get there.
I need, like, a red carpet glitz and glamour gown that's also casual, but, like, still artsy, and a total head turner.
Yes.
So you want me to
casual
snap your
chic
neck?
Pret-a-porter is very branché this season.
Like, I don't understand any of that, so, like, I don't care about it.
Wow, one of these
One
kinds.
moment, please.
You're dealing with a pleb now. You need to talk pleb.
Okay, I've got like this high-key savage look for you. It's a totally live ensemble with the little like thingies that sparkle and make the whole squad go, whoa, that pony is woke.
Woke. Did you guys seriously?
Like, exactly what
I'm done.
I need.
Woke. Really?
This store
Really?
is a desperate wasteland of nothingness.
Well, hello,
Anything
Final
black.
Fantasy villain.
Can you like chill for one sec? BRB.
Please,
Not like the
please.
futility
You're
of
killing me.
shopping can be made better with black leather and metal studs, but they help.
Oh, that look.
That jacket completes me.
This tea's like lukewarm, it's barely drinkable.
This tea
A
must
British.
be at a precise temperature. See that it doesn't happen again.
Slaves.
Whoa, that color is like almost too lit for you.
Lit.
The blackness of this vest is a reflection of your soul.
I like that
This
Fluttershy the
headline
best.
is nothing short of an inspiration of crafts ponyship. Are you sure you deserve it?
Uh-oh.
I don't know what's worse, that you've spilled the tea or that it's still cold. Either get it right or go back to the forest.
Wow.
It is so hard to find good help these days.
Wow, I can't believe how extreme this has gotten.
I'm doing my best.
It's amusing, though. Fluttershy got into the mirror pool?
So, Rarity is busy at an important fashion show, and Fluttershy is running her shop in Manhattan, but to do it, she's playing different shop pony characters that are all mean?
How in the world did you figure that out, Spike?
He's
I'm
charades
not
champion.
champion for nothing.
I can't
Did he
imagine
literally
Fluttershy
just
would
say
ever
that?
Be mean to her animal friends. This sounds serious. Spike,
Okay.
tell everyone it's time to head back to Saddle Row.
That's a thing.
I wouldn't think it was possible to make something so dowdy even more matronly, but here you are. It's like a scream in the void.
Best
empty
Fluttershy.
and ultimately meaningless. I would seriously help you right now, but like, I don't wanna.
The only
you know?
better thing than all of this would be Discord reacting to it. Seriously.
You are kidding. This is worse than we thought. She's being horrible to every pony.
Are you sure that's even Fluttershy?
Maybe it's just three really, really fast ponies that really, really look like her.
Well, let's find out. Hey,
Let's see who you really
running
are.
a shop or performing in a one-pony show?
If you don't mind, I can only improve the taste of one customer at a time. You have to wait your turn. Oh, honestly, these small-town ponies come to the big city and think they can behave any way they please.
What? You are a small-town pony, and your cottage isn't even in the town.
Yeah?
Look, Fluttershy, we came here because we were
You know
worried
what's
and we care
impressive about
you.
Fluttershy?
Let's get
The
out
quick
of this
application
aura
and removal of all that
positivity
mascara.
before it consumes us.
Like, wow.
As fun as this Fluttershy switcheroo game is, Smokey Jr. and Soft Pat are really concerned.
Yeah, they came all the way to Ponyville to get us.
It's nice that
should
they
have,
went to
like,
get help.
Stayed there. This shop is like a no rodent zone now.
She called them rodents! Fluttershy, I understand why you think you have to act this way for these customers. But there's gotta be a better way.
Goodness, you are so right. Please, step this way so that we may discuss your concerns.
I knew you'd come to your senses.
Oh, I thought she was going to throw some shade Twilight's way. That would have been epic.
Oh, the centerpiece of my collection, and it's still not right. Oh, darling, I'm afraid we've literally run out of time. It's up to you. Go out there and sell it. Now,
Just sell it.
attitude! I don't understand. When I left Fluttershy, she had everything well in Hof.
Well, things might have seemed alright when you left, but they're definitely not alright now.
She's acting worse
What
than
if,
the worst
by the
Manhattan
time you
I
get
ever
there,
saw.
the problem has
Kicked
fixed
us
itself?
out of the shop.
She called Smokey Jr. and Soft Pat rodents.
Rodent? Why didn't you say that from the start?
Now they will die!
Come on!
If I'd have known from the start, you would have never shared the same pocket of oxygen as me.
For a look with this much unfeeling depth.
Wow, you out-gothed the goth.
Ugh! Your style isn't even on the same page. Turn away. Don't even look at it, okay?
I can't even.
I can't even... They're just listing them all off. All of them.
I think not, dear. This is too fashion forward for the likes of you.
Well, I never.
Told you it was bad.
Bad? This is worse than I could have possibly imagined.
She's playing it even better than I ever
So
could.
glad you're here. Mwah, mwah. Finally, a
She's
pony
even
understands
doing the
that
kissy
toy
thing.
shop is far too brilliant to even consider selling.
What?
You totally get how lame customers are? Watching them leave filled me with a sweet sadness. And you'll be pleased to hear that I've taken care of your rodent situation.
She said it again.
Stop saying that! That's it! Fluttershy, I'm afraid you've left me no choice. You are terminated.
Literally.
Good luck replacing me.
Well, thankfully I
always thought she was too
Oh my
controlling.
gosh, she actually believes she's separate people.
Whatever.
Now I
I know, right?
Second favourite joke of the season.
like totally terminated as well.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
I guess I owe every pony an apology.
Wow, all the characters are dead essentially, so she's back to normal.
Please all of your customers.
What customers?
I might have taken my sales pony characters a little too far. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. You know I was only pretending, right?
But Fluttershy, why did you think you needed to be some pony else to run the shop?
I guess acting like the ponies of Saddle Row gave me the confidence to interact with them.
Darling, I'd never trust
I imagine
some
that's a
horrible
real
Saddle
thing
Row
as
pony
well.
to run my shop. That's why I wanted a friend to do it.
Well, I'd definitely rather be myself anyway, even if I don't exactly have what it takes to be a shop pony.
I wouldn't sell yourself short. Those sales pony characters all came from you.
Yeah, I think you totally have what it takes.
Maybe a little too much.
Indeed, you have all the inner strength you need, but I think we prefer it coming from our sweet, regular Fluttershy. And that's just given me the inspiration.
Some people
I'm
might
looking
say that
for.
that's a retread of putting your hoof down, but nah.
The missing piece for my new collection. The warrior of inner strength.
It's a different context behind the meanness. I think we can let that slide. Besides, before it was about standing up for yourself,
It's lovely.
not necessarily what
I'm just
Fluttershy was
sorry
going
you had to
for
leave
in
the
this
Canterlot
episode.
Royal Fashion Show early.
Oh, darling, making the perfect dress is scads more satisfying than showing it off. Oh,
Ooh, striking dress, Rarity. I certainly hope you aren't trying to undercut the royal fashion show by ducking out and debuting it here.
What?
No, and have you considered the possibility that the Royal Fashion Show is trying to undercut rarities by continuing on in Canterlot and not moving the whole affair here? Have you?
Get wrecked!
No.
Just as I thought. Oh, inner strength.
Yeah, I really like this. Okay. Bravo, MLP, bravo. Oh my. I do admit that after seeing multiple perspectives of last week's episode, well, the other week's episode for you guys, because I'm like a week behind now. With that episode, you know, after I got all the multiple angles and analyses and stuff, I figured out where I was being harsh on Pinky and where I was correct about her. But I think there's no mistake in this episode that Fluttershy was just hilarious, and it didn't feel too out of left field for me. It seemed a logical progression, like her whole reasoning behind the thing made sense of, oh, you know, if I'd imitate it, then it'll help me interact with it, and that gets carried away. Yeah, I could see that. That's totally a story that happens. Yeah, I'd have loved to have seen footage of Andrea Libman in the booth recording her lines, because, oh my goodness, the dialogue from Fluttershy was just amazing. Though it really did push me over the line when they were... when they were saying things like they can't even, and being woke, and all of that buzzwording stuff. It's a sign of the time, sure, and this show's targeted towards young people, sure, but it makes an adult cringe. But we're not going to judge episodes based on that, because that wouldn't be fair, because we're supposed to judge it on a target audience kind of level, which is the mistake I made last week. Of course, it was an alright conflict for, you know, a kid's show. Like, and that's not a slight against it. That really is just because I've been watching Star vs. Season 3 finale, and because of how one of the other shows I've been watching recently is Ruby Volume 5, I had it in my head, you know, a load of character analysis, looking for deeper story, you know, my brain was in too much of a high gear to fully appreciate the Maud couple. Watching it over and over again with a simple cartoon mindset, again, putting that in the least offensive terms possible, it was a hell of a lot more enjoyable and understandable. So I think that was my biggest mistake. I was watching it with the same view that I give more plot-driven and sophisticated things, you know, things with more weight, development, and story behind them. And not to say MLP doesn't have that, but you get what I mean. I was coming into this looking at it with the same scale as other bigger things, and that was a mistake, and it caused me to have such a baffled reaction to the way Pinky was acting, and I own up to that. That was a very silly mistake. No such mistakes this time. Fluttershy absolutely blew me away with how hilarious she was. I think this concept was great for a simple episode full of laughs. Calling the creatures rodents, which, I mean, are they? Are they technically rodents? Because she could just say, I was just stating a fact. I don't know too much about animals. All I know is that if it's pettable, I will pet it. And that's all I really need to know about animals. Yeah, and I think that's literally all I can say about this episode. It was funny, it was understandable. I like how there wasn't too much resolution to be done at the end, and in fact, they turned the resolution into what I think's the second funniest joke of the season so far. The first being the floating heads going around Pinky in the previous episode. But this whole thing of firing a version of Fluttershy, only for the other versions to still be working there, that was genius. I will come out and say that was genius. I loved that joke. I really appreciate that joke. In fact, I think it might end up being the favourite joke the more I rewatch this episode. It's gonna definitely be a fun time seeing completely blind people react to this episode, because like I say, being a bit late, I saw the memes of multiple Fluttershys. I had a sort of inkling of what was gonna happen. Seeing people who had no idea she was gonna behave like this, oh, that is gonna be sweet. But wow, I did not realise how humid it was gonna get. I am roasting, so I'm either going to move on to the next episode recording or take a nap or something. I don't know. But at any rate, I'll see you guys next time.